Hi everyone. Today we're going to create a game called Alien Invasion. And we're going to be using Scratch to create this game today. And hey, if you're new to Scratch or you need a refresher on coding, check out my Learn to Code videos on YouTube, which will get you up to speed pretty quickly. I also suggest that you subscribe and follow me because I'll be posting videos quite regularly. Anyways, let's get started on today's game. So I'm already at the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu. I'm right there. I'm going to click the create button because we're going to create a brand new game today. So I'm going to click create right there. If a tutorial pops up, you can exit the tutorial because I'm doing a tutorial today. You can also say goodbye to the cat. So I'm going to click on the garbage can and say goodbye to the Scratch cat. First, I'm going to go get a backdrop that works with my game Alien Invasion. So I'm going to go way down here to the bottom corner. See down there? I'm going to choose a backdrop. There's lots of good ones to choose from. You can choose whichever one you like. I like stars. It's a nice, simple black backdrop. It works well for Alien Invasion. Next, I'm going to grab a rocket sprite. So I'm going to go way down here, choose a sprite. I'm going to choose that and go down and find the rocket under the letter R. R for rocket. It should be here somewhere. Perfect. You can see that the rocket is really big. It's too big for this game. Right now, it's size 100%. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. I'm going to click in this box here and make it 50%. It'll be more fun that way. Perfect. And when the game starts, I want the rocket to begin at the bottom of the screen down here. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the events button right there. It's the yellow one. I'm going to grab green flag. Here, let me make it a bit bigger so you can see it at home or at school, wherever you happen to be coding. When the green flag is clicked, I want it to start at the bottom. So I'm going to go to the motion button right there and go to, not these numbers. I want the X to be 0. That's the middle of the screen. And the Y coordinate to be negative 170. That's the bottom of the screen. So it should appear down here. Let's test that out. Ready? Green flag again. Perfect. Now I'm going to code the rocket to move back and forth using the arrow keys the way pro coders do it. You might remember this from the previous lessons. We don't want any lag or delay. We want it to go really quickly. So there's a trick to that. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the control button right there, the orange one. I'm going to grab an if-then statement. And if it's touching the right arrow key, if you're touching the right arrow key in your keyboard, it's going to move. Touching is a sense, so I'm going to go to the sensing button. Grab key space right there. And I'm going to slide it in where it turns white and let go. Perfect. Now, I'm going to click on a little triangle and click right arrow. So if the right arrow key is pressed on your keyboard, we want the rocket to move to the right. So I'm going to go back to the motion and we're going to change his X coordinates, not by 10, but by 5. It's more fun that way. So if the right arrow key is pressed, change his X coordinates by 5. Now I'm going to do the left arrow key. Grab another if then. I'm going to go back to the sensing, the blue. Grab the space key there one and press left arrow key. And that should go negative 5 or minus 5 steps. So I'm going to click that and make it negative 5 right there. And then I'm going to put a big forever loop around the whole thing so that the computer is always checking over and over again to see if the right or the left arrow key is being pressed. And if they are, if the right arrow key, change X by 5. If the left arrow key is pressed, change X by negative 5. Let's test this out. Ready? Green flag and go. Right arrow, left arrow. Perfect. So I'm going to pause here. If you get stuck, please take a look at my code. And when you're ready for the next part, I'll be here waiting. Okay, next, I'm going to get like a laser cannon to shoot these aliens. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down and get another sprite. And the sprite I want for this is the wand. It's way down at the bottom under W. So wand right there. Now I want the wand to be a little bit smaller. So again, I'm going to make it 50%. And I'm going to make it hide behind the rocket. Watch how I do this. I'm going to go to the events, green flag. And I want it to go to the same place as the rocket, but go behind the rocket, hide behind the rocket. So, motion, go to, again, it was 0, so it's in the middle of the screen, and negative 170. negative 170. So it's at the bottom. Ready? Let's test this out. It's green flag. Good. But you can see it's in front of the rocket. I want to go behind the rocket. So I'm going to go to the looks button right there. Scroll all the way down. And see it says go to front layer. I'm going to put that right at the beginning. And I'm going to say go to back layer. So it's behind the rocket. Let's just test it out. Ready? Green flag. Perfect. You can't see it. It's there. But it's hiding behind the rocket. Now, I'm going to code it the same way I did as a rocket. When the right arrow key is pressed, move to the right. Left arrow, move to the left. So it moves along with the rocket and you don't see it. So I'm going to go to the control, get another if then get another if then. I'm going to go faster because we already know how to do this. And I'm going to put a forever around the whole thing. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to the sensing. Right arrow key is pressed. And I'll make this one the left arrow key is being pressed. And then I'm going to get the change x coordinates. Change x by 5, just like the rocket. Change x by negative 5, just like the rocket. Let's see if this works. Ready? Green flag. And go. Okay, so I don't... Whoa. Whoops. I forgot to put go change x by negative 5. Let's test this out. My mistake. Okay, it's hiding behind there, and it's moving along with the rocket. I bet it's there. You just can't see it, right? Yep, perfect. So, right arrow, left arrow. So that's the first part of the wand. The next part of the wand, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to use cloning. I don't know if you've used cloning too much before, but I'm going to have the wand make a clone of itself whenever you hit the up arrow key. Watch how I do this. When the up arrow key, so I'm going to grab this one, space arrow. But I'm going to make that up arrow key. When the up arrow key is pressed, create a clone of myself. The clones are in the control. Create a clone of myself. So when you hit that up arrow on your keyboard, the computer's going to make a clone of the arrow. And then look what I want the clone to do. When I start as a clone, I want the x coordinates to change. So it's going to go up. So I'm going to go get change x by... change y. The y's go up and down. I'm going to leave that as a 10 for now. We'll try that out. And I'm going to repeat that a few times, 10 times. Let's see, ready? So, when I start as a clone, change my y coordinates by 10. It should go up. So I'm going to click the up arrow. Let's see what happens. Ready? Green flag. I'm going to click the up arrow. Oh, good. So it went up, but it didn't go very far. I don't think 10 is enough. I'm going to try 30. Okay, let's see if that goes far enough. Ready? Green flag. And up arrow. Oh, almost. I'm going to go 35 or 40 just to be safe. There we go. So green flag and up arrow. Good. The only problem is it just stays there. You can still see it. So look what I'm going to do. At the end of this whole thing, I want the clone to delete. So delete this clone. So I'm almost done. There's the left and right of the wand. Remember, I put it to the back layer. And then when you hit the up arrow on your keyboard, it's going to create a clone of itself. The wand is going to make a clone. And then the clone is going to change its Y position by 10, 40 times. And then at the end, it's going to delete this clone. Let's test it out. Ready? Green flag. Look at that. Even if I move, perfect. There we go. So I'm going to pause there. Let everybody catch up. I'm just going to clean this up a bit so you can see it. I'll make it a little bit bigger. If you get stuck, please look at my code. This is all for the wand right there. So when you're ready for the next part, I'll be here waiting. Okay, next, I'm going to get all of the letters to spell the word aliens. And I'm going to have those spelled across the top here. And then they're all going to drop down and you're going to try to shoot them. So first thing I'm going to do is go get the first letter, A. So I'm going to click down here to sprite. Choose a sprite. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. There's two different kinds of font you can use. There's this one and this one. I like this one better, so I'm going to use the letter A from Aliens. So right there, I'm going to grab it and drag it right up here. I've already tested it while you're working exactly where I wanted to go. So watch. Green flag, go to. I wanted to go to, and the numbers I was choosing were negative 195, so that's way over here on the side of the screen. And at the top, it was going to be 130, so kind of close to the top. So in the corner at the top, that should be those coordinates. Let's just test it out. Green flag. Perfect. That's where the A is going to appear. Now I want the letter A to fall downwards, and that makes it more tricky for you to shoot it with your rocket. So watch how I code that. So I'm going to change its Y position because right now it's at the top. Change Y, it's going to go downwards. Change Y by -10 or -10. Change Y, -10. And I'm going to have it repeat a whole bunch of times. Repeat. I think maybe 30 or 40 times is good enough. Let's try that out, 30. Okay, so I'm going to attach that. So when the green flag is clicked, it's going to start up there, and it's going to change its Y position and drop down. Ready, green flag, and go. All right, a couple of problems. I don't want it to drop down right away. I don't want it to be too easily known when it's going to fall. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise. So I'm going to put a weight in there. So I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to go get a weight right there. But instead of waiting 1 second, because that's also very predictable, I'm going to have it wait a random amount of seconds. I don't think we've used this one yet. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the green button, the operators, and grab pick random number. And so the random number is going to be between 1 and 10 seconds. So let's see how that looks. Ready, green flag? Okay, starts at the top. It's waiting. Could be 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I don't know. But after it's waited a random amount of time, it's going to drop down. Perfect. I also don't like that it's just sitting there. I want it to hide. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a hide button from the looks. Hide right there. Okay, and then I wanted to do the whole thing over and over again. But if ever you use a hide, you have to use a show, because after a one hide, you'll never see it again. You have to use a show as well. Watch. Come on. There we go. It hides and you never see it again. So whenever you use a hide, you probably always have to use a show. So I'm going to put a show right in there. And then I'm going to put a forever loop around the whole thing. So it just goes on and on like this. Okay, let's see if this works. Ready, green flag. It's sitting there, great. At some point it's going to fall and hide and then reappear at the top. Perfect. So I'm going to pause there. That's the first letter. I guess you could spell whatever word you want. I'm going to spell the word aliens, so that's why I got the letter A. Here's the code for it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Once again, it's going to start in the top corner. There's the coordinates. It's going to show itself. It's going to wait a random amount of time. And remember, this random one, see it's green. It's in the green one. And then 30 repeats of changing its Y coordinate by -10. Remember to put that negative in there, because it's starting up here, it's going to go downwards. You need to use the negative. And then it's going to hide itself. So I'm going to pause there. If you get stuck, look at my code. We're not quite done with the letter A. We will be shortly. And we're almost done. I appreciate your patience, and I hope you're having fun with this. I'll see you in a few minutes when you're ready. All right, now I want to set it up so that if the letter touches the wand at any point, the letter disappears and hides for a little while. So watch how I do that. I'm on the letter A still. Okay, so I'm going to go get a green flag. You can have many, many green flags on your sets of code. When the green flag is clicked, if touching the wand, if, so it's here in orange, if, so right there, touching wand, so it's a sense, and it's a top one. Touching, not the mouse point, I'm going to change that in a minute, so I'm going to drop it in there. But if touching the wand, remember the wand is hiding behind the rocket, I'm going to have it firing upwards. If touching wand, then I want it to hide for 3 seconds. So I'm in the looks button right there, hide, and then wait for 3 seconds. Wait. You can make it wait as long as you want or as little as you want. I'm making it 3 seconds. And then again, of course, if we ever use a hide, we have to get it to show. So I'm going to put another show in there, so right at the beginning. And then put a forever loop around this if statement in the show. So it's always checking to see if it's touching the wand. So a forever statement around the whole thing again. So forever, show itself. But if it's touching the wand, hide for 3 seconds. So let's see if this works. Ready? Green flag. I'm going to go over here and fire at it. See, it disappeared for 3 seconds. Now it's going to appear. And even if it's falling down, it's going to hide if it gets hit by the wand. Perfect. Oh, that wasn't 3 seconds, but... oh. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pause there. And you can code it like this, the same way I have. So forever, show itself. And if touching the wand, then hide for 3 seconds. I'm going to leave the code there. If you get stuck, please look at my code. And we're almost done. I think we've got 1 or 2 more quick things to do. And we'll be finished Alien Invasion. Okay, now I'm going to get the next letter. So there's A done. Now I'm going to go get the letter L. And I've got a trick to make your life way easier. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down here and go get the letter L. For a shortcut, you could click on the word letters up here, and it'll take you down there. So I'm going to click the letter L. Perfect. Now, look, I don't want to code all this stuff again. That takes a long time. So I have a trick for you. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the letter A, because the code for the A is the same as the code for the L pretty much. Almost exactly the same, except one little difference. So look, I'm on the letter A. Look, on L, there's no code. We haven't coded L at all. But I'm going to go to the letter A. I'm going to grab this code from the top. I'm going to drag it over onto the letter L and let go. So now, see, it's still on A, the code, but it's also on the letter L. So I'm going to go to the letter A. I'm going to get this code, drag it over to the letter L, and let go. And now I've got all that code already, although it's on top of each other. I just got to move this over. So I didn't have to recode all that stuff. The one thing I do need to change is the coordinates, because right now it's going to the same position as the A. Look, L is on the top of the letter A. I don't like that. I want it to be over here somewhere. So it's going to change the code. You can always see the code right there, or the coordinates right there. Wherever you move the letter, the coordinates are right there. So I was testing it a little bit earlier to find out the proper spot for me. And for me, it was -120. And of course, 130 stays the same. So let's see. Perfect, like that. And now it's going to do exactly as we coded for the letter A. Watch, it's going to fall every once in a while, and then you can start shooting it. So green flag, yeah, perfect. All right, nice. Now I'm going to go get the next letter. So I'm going to click down here, go to the word letters. It's a shortcut. I'm going to get the letter I for aliens. I'm going to go to the letter A and drag this code over to the letter I. And drag this code to the letter I. You'll notice they're on top of each other, so I'm just going to move this over. I'm going to leave everything the same except for the coordinates. So for the letter I think for me it's -60, and I leave it at 130 the way it is. Let's just test this out. Ready? Perfect. And now whenever you start shooting these things, they should disappear. Nice. And then they'll reappear and start falling down again. So far I'm almost done. I'm just going to do the next 3 letters, E, N, S, just the way I did with these ones. I'm just going to copy the code and drag it over. And I've got one last thing for you. So I'm going to pause, let you catch up, do all of the letters for your word. I chose aliens. And then I'm going to show you one last thing to make your game look really professional. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, so I've got all of my letters spaced apart nice and neatly. And when you press the green flag, they all start falling and I can start shooting them. There we go. Nice, it's working really well. But the last thing that we need to make it sound professional and finished is some music. So look what I'm going to do. We need music to make it sound really good. So I'm going to go to the rocket ship sprites right there. And I'm going to go to the sounds. See the sounds right up there? I'm going to click on sounds. I'm going to go way down here to the bottom and I'm going to choose a new sound. Choose a sound, and the sound I want is in the loops. These are all like short songs. That's what you want. You don't want these other things for this one. You want a loop. And the loops that I want, I think is video game, this one here. One of these two. There's lots of other good ones. But you choose the one you want. I'm going to choose this video game. So I'm going to double click that. Perfect, there it is. It's called Video Game 2. And once again, I'm on a rocket. Now I'm going to go code it. So I'm on a rocket. I'm going to code it to play the music. So green flag. Put that there. Let me move this out of the way. When the green flag is clicked, play the song Video 2 forever. So that's in the sounds button, the pink one. Play sound is the first one, the top one. See, play it until it's done. And then do it over and over again. So I'm going to put a forever around that, a forever loop. So forever, play the sound Video Game 2 until it's done. Then play it again and again. And it's going to connect those. And that is the last part of our game. So let's just test this out. Ready? Green flag and go. hope you enjoyed that game, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at our next activity. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.